I guess the last official horror movie of October was released yesterday, but I'm reviewing it today because I didn't see it till today, and I didn't even know it was out. Eric Bloomquist's Self Help. He also made Founders Day, I think it's called, a couple years ago, which I only briefly remember watching and wasn't too special. But I didn't know he made this movie going into it. I had no expectations or any thoughts behind this movie. I didn't even know it existed until I checked the AMC app yesterday. And you know what? It's kind of just okay. I'm a huge fan of cult movies, especially cult horror movies. I think it's a very easy genre to expand on, talking about satire and other things. I think this movie does a decent job at it. It's satire being like making fun of life coaches and especially during the 2020s we had like this phenomena of like uh these better help people and people like Andrew Tate. And I think this was a decent movie to make fun of these types of people. It's just a lot of stuff doesn't land, unfortunately. There's a good movie buried deep inside here. It just didn't come out. It really didn't. I think Jake Weber was absolutely amazing as the antagonist. He is so intimidating and creepy, and I wish we had more of him. This movie's only an hour and a half, I believe, or even shorter. It could have been an hour 20 if I remember correctly. And I could have done way more with more Jake Weber, but this movie's kind of so mid that if it went any longer, I probably would have got tired and fell asleep. Thankfully, Jake Weber carried the shit out of this movie. I do think Landry Bender does a decent job, but not good enough. She's unfortunately stuck to her Disney Channel roots, and I remember her watching her on Disney Channel. Unfortunately, she hasn't gotten any like crazily better as an actress. I think she kind of stepped up compared to what she did on Disney Channel. Of course, she was much younger then, but I don't know. It's just a Disney Channel performance. And even Madison Lintz, who I don't know what she was in before this, but she's just kind of there. Her role gets lesser and lesser throughout the movie, and her lines just get worse and worse too. I think a lot of the problems with this movie come down to the script. Sadly, a lot of the script is just so bad. I don't really know. This movie could have been also better if it was more comedic. I think they were trying to go into the comedic route and they were too scared to. You have the opening scene where some guy's eating out Landry Bender's mom in an arcade building, and he gets stabbed and then falls on a or trips on a wooden plank and then hits his head and dies. Well, that was funny. You also have a scene later on in the movie where Jake Weber is giving a hand job to Landry Bender's mom. Um, yeah, I mean it's weird, but it is really fucking funny. It's just her sitting on a bed with her legs tied up and her arms tied up, and she's getting a hand job. It is really fucking weird, but it is really funny. You also have some other funny scenes like the chase scene between the clown guy and Landry Bender as she's running through the field, and you have the cut of them of the far shot, and it's her running, and behind her is him, and he's running like this really goofy form, and his arms are like swinging so far back and forth, it looks almost like a cartoon. I thought that was amazing, but unfortunately, a lot of this movie isn't funny enough, and I think they should have went way more deeper into the comedy because this movie could have been elite. It could have been a sleeper pick for one of my underrated gems of the year, but no. Instead, we just got something really mediocre. Also, another problem I had was the music choice, and specifically during Owen's or Eric Bloomquist's death scene where he commits suicide on the train tracks. Why are you playing a shitty pop song? That scene could have had so much more impact had it just been silent or anything else, maybe some dialogue in the background, but instead you play this really stupid pop song. It's just a modern horror thing, unfortunately. I don't know what the deal is with that, but yeah. A lot of the kills are pretty decent in this movie. You don't get a lot of them, but uh when you do, it's pretty cool. The only problem I have, and it's another modern horror movie problem I have, there's no impact in any of the hits, any of the stabbings. There's no impact you feel on the screen. It just feels like it happens. It's almost like there's stabbing a watermelon, and that's it. It's really unfortunate. I mean, some guy gouges his eyes out. You just don't feel it at all. It feels like he's stabbing the gushy part of a watermelon, and that's it. I mean, I don't know. That's just a modern horror movie problem. I can't really blame this movie for it. It's just been a thing for the past decade or two, which is unfortunate. I don't really have much else to say about self help. Like I said, I don't. I think somewhere in here there's a good movie. They just didn't hit the peak they could have for this movie. This movie had so much potential, especially with the comedy, the kills, uh, some of the character interactions, and Jake Weber was absolutely elite. It just wasn't good enough to make this movie a 6 out of 10. I am giving it a 5 out of 10. I think it's mid. If you haven't seen it, I do recommend checking it out. It probably could be something for you. Cult movies are very easy to get into, and this is a pretty decent cult movie. It just the movie itself is nothing special, and it's very short, only an hour 20. Uh, it's gonna be in theaters probably for only one more week, is my guess. Go check it out. It's not that bad.